Friday, May 19th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I'd like to do an early market update. And I also want to talk about an email I received from YouTube, and it says, Monaco 64, join the it's a hashtag, Power to Decide Challenge. So I'll go into that later. First of all, let's get to the markets. It's 9 a.m. London time or 4 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time or New York time. Gold up $4 at $12.51. The silver price up 15 cents at $16.72. So up 0.8, almost 1% higher. Gold 1/3% higher. So precious metals doing all right. Yesterday we had a little bit of a down day after a very good up day, especially in gold. The stock market yesterday rallied back after that huge drop on Wednesday, but the rally was fairly anemic. A lot of people were saying that the stock market rally and the dollar stabilized because there's a video of Comey testifying. Congress said that he's never been asked to stop any investigation. But I think the establishment, the deep state, still has it in for Trump. They want to get rid of him. If it's not on this memo, Comey memo, it will be on something else. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty still. So the Dow right now, Dow futures 20,664 unchanged. S&P down 0.5 point at 2365. So very quiet in terms of the stock market. Currencies, the pound has rebounded a little bit. It's up 1/3% at 129.83. Dollar yen 111.42, down about 6 pips the dollar. We got down to 111.11 today, earlier on. And the euro, fairly strong, up 1/3% as well at 111.40. So the euro continued to do quite well. You know, all the talk when we got down to 105 that we were going to parity with the dollar, and it might still, but it hasn't. It's rebounded. What else? Cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin making, wow, all-time highs here. The high so far has been 1931 in the last 24 hours and the low 1891. We're right now 1929 Bitcoin. Ethereum breaking 100 at 112.74, up 16%. LITECOIN 2762. Let's see what else is doing well. Let's have a look at Steam. Steam breaking $1. It's $1.02 now, up 4.6%. And the interesting thing about cryptocurrencies, I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't touch them. They're like fiat currencies. Yeah, maybe, but they are they're not created willy-nilly. You know, you need computing power, electricity, the coding. And I have been earning Bitcoin lately from donations. And the other way I've been earning Bitcoin is through the Steam and the Steam dollars that I've been earning on steemit.com. So actually, I'm not really, risking. Well, I guess I am risking to put money in Bitcoin, but the money I've been making and I've been putting to Bitcoin is through Steemit, which is a really great way to earn, energy, because that's what money is, energy. So, yeah, we are moving very quickly in cryptocurrencies. We could see a big correction down, but I think with Bitcoin, the best advice, like Cliff High says, or even JSNP4, just get 1 or 2 or as many as you can Bitcoin and just leave it there, and then a few years from now, you're going to look and you're going to say, wow, because I think Bitcoin is going to keep being the way forward. We might be, next week at $1,200, but it doesn't matter. So What else did I want to talk about? I want to talk a little bit about this YouTube email I got from Google. So it says Monaco64 join the hashtag Power to Decide challenge. And it says on 8th June 2017, voters will decide the future of the UK. That means your fans have the power to decide what happens in this election. To help them use it, encourage your fans to vote and take this election into their own hands. And it goes on to say, create a video that shows your fans the risk of letting someone else make a decision for you. End your video by encouraging your fans not to give up their power to decide. Ask them to vote on June 8th. Well, I'm sorry, Google or YouTube. I'm going to do the exact opposite because politics is a waste of time. Democracy is a game to keep the masses distracted from the real, scourge that we have nowadays, which is central banking, fiat money, debt, inflation, big government, big regulation, political correctness. So no, I'm not going to encourage my viewers to vote. I'm going to encourage them to boycott voting. So they don't legitimize these people that go to parliament and make our lives always more difficult. And they make government more and more intrusive. And, they dumb down our children through their state schools. Yeah. And they force us to pay into their pension schemes, and then they steal the money through inflation, and then when people retire and they think they should get a retirement, and the money isn't there or it doesn't buy anything. No one's talking about that. And you get always the same, you get these political parties, the conservatives, Labor, Liberal Democrats, and they always know that we have our manifesto, we're going to do this and this to help pensioners, to help young people, to help this and that. What about doing nothing and letting people help themselves? That's the solution. People need to be self-reliant. They don't need government to do things for them, or take from Peter to give to Paul. We've had this democratic process. I've been in the UK and also I lived elsewhere. It's always the same. Oh, we're gonna have to reform the pensions. We're gonna have to do this to the health service. We don't have enough money for this. We got to improve this and that. Wake up, people. It will never work. So the best thing to do is to boycott it, and the best thing to do is to have politicians, if you're gonna have them, like Ron Paul, who don't want to do anything to you, who want to give you all the power back, to let you keep your hard-earned pounds or dollars and decide what to do with it, not give it to a politician who, in the majority, don't really know how real life works, don't know how to balance a budget, don't know what it entails to run a business. So no, Google or YouTube, I'm not going to encourage my viewers to decide or vote. They vote if they want to, but personally, I think it's a waste of time. Nothing will change. There's no one out there in this election campaign talking about the Bank of England, the fraudulent monetary system that we have, where the banknote that we use makes a promise, to pay the bearer the sum of £5 on demand, but it's like an empty promise. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about the fact that it's the governments and the banks who've inflated our money supply, and that's why, prices of everything's going up, the cost of living is going up. People always complain, oh, everything's going up, and a lot of times I tell them, no, it's the pound that's going down. And they look at me like, what are you talking about? Well, the Bank of England, the government are printing money, creating money out of thin air. That's why your money doesn't go as far. There's no one talking about that. So yes, YouTube, I'm not going to support your hashtag power to decide. You know, I don't think it makes any difference, people voting, and it might sound cynical. And I'm not a, you know, like authoritarian. Just because I don't think democracy works doesn't mean I'm an authoritarian or a fascist. No, I believe in very small government, the rule of law, and the rule of law should be respected by everyone, even by government, even by business. And that's all that government's function is, to protect the rule of law. And that's it. Politicians are supposed to be public servants. But nowadays, politicians, they're on the gravy train. You know, look at Tony Blair. He retired from being a politician. He's earning millions giving speeches, sitting down a few hours a day at JP Morgan, earning $2 million pounds a year for, you know, doing nothing at JP Morgan. You know, George Osborne, our former chancellor, making hundreds of thousands for making speeches for BlackRock, you know, for mutual funds and hedge funds, companies he helped when he was chancellor, you know, with their investments like Uber. So we don't have public servants. We have opportunists who are not doing anything for you. So no, it won't make a difference. That's why your vote is a waste no matter what you do. You know, if you don't vote, I guess for Google it's a waste, but if you vote, to me, it's a waste. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to be doing Google's campaign or YouTube's campaign. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, share it far and wide, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. If you like to make a donation, I've got links in the description. I accept Bitcoin, LITECOIN, Patreon, and PayPal. I'll talk to you later. Bye.